Yeah, let's get to this one. And the other element to these that are tough are these rematches, right? I mean, we
Oh,
see it in
very
basketball all
tough.
the time. It's common. Football, it just is weird and hard to do this. So let's dive in, see if we can find some value here. Baylor, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State -5, -4.5, total 46.5. Listen, you know me on Oklahoma State. I've been talking about this defense for weeks after watching them up
You
close.
have.
I think they're the real deal here. They get after you. They have men playing in on the defensive side of the football. And here's the other thing about Oklahoma State now. Offense starting to come around a little bit. You saw that breakout in Bedlam. I
Yeah.
don't take a lot away from Oklahoma being able to score points on Oklahoma State. Bedlam is weird. It's about as weird as it gets. You
Wow.
saw that on Saturday.
Oh,
Happens every year. That game is weird. So here we're going to talk about this a couple different times. Normally, I would say massive flat spot for the Cowboys,
yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Finally got the monkey off your back and beat Oklahoma, which Gundy had really struggled doing. But you're in a championship game. You're playing for a college football playoff spot. There can't be a letdown, right? There just can't be a letdown from Oklahoma State. And if there's not, I'm all over the Cowboys here. I know that number's probably inflated a little bit. Baylor's had a great year. The question around them is going to be quarterback Gary Bohannon. He was lights out for the first part of the season. He's been banged up, and the interceptions have started to come. A little of that regression to
Mm,
the mean for Bohannon. 10-2 for the Bears, great season. To me,
mm.
this is Oklahoma State or pass.
It is for me too, but I'm starting to think I might be missing a little something myself. I mean, when Saturday night was happening, I was texting with a couple guys that work in the risk room at WinBet, Mo and Maddie, really good friends of mine, and we're making the numbers. I'm like, "What are you guys putting up? What are you guys putting up?" Because this was always a really fun weekend because you wanted to have that number up and start taking bets right on Sunday. You get a whole extra day and you get all the media talking to you about it, and it's a blast. Said 6.5 or 7, and
Ooh,
I said 7.
ooh.
Let him bet Baylor down because that's where and they already put up 6.5, 6, and got Baylor bets, and now it's settling at 5, 5.5. Um, I like Oklahoma State too, but you got to tell me if they win, they got to be in, right? I
They're
mean,
in. I mean, you're going to have a mutiny anyway coming about the playoff system, but they're in. Conference champion, one loss, they're in. And remember this, it would be 2 consecutive weeks of top 10 wins. They beat Oklahoma last week, who was
right.
10th in the playoff rankings. Baylor's in the now somehow Baylor dropped. Somehow Baylor won with a backup quarterback last week and dropped in the rankings. So don't get me started on trying to figure that out. But it'll be 2 top 10 wins for Baylor right there in the rankings. Put them in. Just be done with this. Put them in.
I wore the Texas Ranger hat because I know one, it has a special place in our heart for some of the work we did on Game Within the Game, which you should
Yes.
listen to as well. But the
Yes.
game is in Texas, okay?
Yes.
Um, at Jerry's World, right? I mean, is there any home field advantage in your opinion in this thing? Because when we do these lines and talk about that, and we hear the narratives all week, oh, it's in Texas. Well, Baylor's in Texas, and Oklahoma State's not a far trip. None of that matters at this point, does it? I mean, I just
No,
went to a neutral site game. It was 21,000 people at a basketball game, fans from both, but there's no home anything.
there's not. But I would think Oklahoma State will be all over this. I think there's going to be a heavy
Packed.
orange presence there because of what
Yeah.
they have on the line. And listen, I just like them. Now, your point on the number is valid here because of what we just said. Mike Gundy's totally content. He doesn't care about covering, although he has 9-0-1
Right.
over the last 10, 9-1-1 on the year. But he doesn't care if he just wins this by 3 or not. He's going to play some defense. They ran it 59 times against Baylor when they met the first time. 59 rushing attempts. So
Uh,
they're going to try and run it, squeeze, see if Bohannon is healthy. He missed last week's game, so I don't know if you're getting 100% Gary Bohannon. This is a start of, I'm going to have a couple of these. Baylor's got to show me. I mean,
okay.
Oklahoma State's a freight train right
Okay.
now. What do you always tell me? Don't step in front of the freight train. Give
Right.
me Oklahoma State here, although the number, be careful of the number there. It's starting to get away a little bit.
46.5 for a
Yeah.
Big 12 championship game. Total wise, this is maybe the lowest total on the board. Are you kidding me? Is this play to the under?
It, the Big 12 title game's gone under in all 4 years of its existence, and that's been with Oklahoma playing in every one of those games.
Wow. Who's not really defensive juggernaut. So to
No,
say.
I'm not even sure if they fielded a defense in a couple of those years, and it still went under. So yeah, I think you're right. If you want to play a trend there, that's a low number, but you go under on this one and take the
Yep.
Cowboys, right?
Yep.
Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, click on another video right here on the screen. And if you really liked it, consider subscribing below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.